Natty is unseasoned as they come. But speaking of Naomi and Sasha, it has
Yes.
been reported that they have a new agreement with WWE. They're officially back on the internal and external rosters, and they are back in
A
WWE. So we said that they're probably not going to be at the UK show. So if they're not going to be at the UK show, when do you expect them to make their return?
I feel like they're gonna drag this out. Um, what other pay-per-views do we have going on for the rest of the year? I feel like they
I'm
shifted a lot of things, so I don't even know anymore.
I'm gonna
Um,
check, but keep going.
no, yeah, this I predict that they aren't going to give it back to us soon, especially with the way Hunter likes to plan things. He
Mm-hmm.
has given us so many surprises. I think it'd be too soon if if he had the girls come back now, you
Mm-hmm.
know? And from the looks of it, it looks like Sasha is doing so many little extra projects. I just don't see it at this point in time that they're gonna make the girls come back right now. I'm going
Right.
to assume when it's time to shake up the roster.
Mm-hmm. I can see them
That's
coming back
that's
during
around the
a
time frame I'm expecting. And that's like October, November when they normally
yeah
shake it up. What's their November pay per views? November, December pay
Survivor
per view.
Series.
Ooh, perfect timing.
That's a good time. Oh
There you
man.
go.
But yeah,
Bingo.
keep going.
No, no,
That was
that would
it.
be perfect.
Yeah,
That would be
I agree.
perfect. Good.
I
Good.
actually agree. You want to elevate two talents that that felt neglected, and rightfully so. You want to make them feel special. You want them to make them come back with a bang. Bring them back to a big four. SummerSlam is already out the window. Mania is already out the window. Royal Rumble already out the window as far as this year's pay-per-views, right? And then waiting until Rumble next year, I just think would be too long. Bring them back to Survivor Series. If the whole idea is to, have these cats going for the belts, and it's between Raquel and Aaliyah and Io and Kai, and they're going back and forth. Now you're caught in the middle of their rivalry and you're engaged, and then Sasha and Naomi come back and they just mess up everybody. Oh,
Ooh,
I like that. I like that. That's a scenario where they can have the biggest impact. That's a
that's
scenario where they
spicy.
could
Yeah.
it is, cuz it's just like it puts them, you have clear good guys, you have clear bad guys, and then you have Naomi and Sasha just being like, "Listen, we don't like none of y'all. We don't like none of y'all. We are them girls, and we're going to take what's ours." And now that puts them in the middle of a nice little mix. So I think that Survivor Series would be a very, very ideal place for them to return. As
So
you were
you
saying,
think
what we
they
got,
have to come back as heels?
I think they got to come back as tweeners. I feel like they shouldn't come back as heels or faces, and I feel like they can do damage with that because I feel like that's such a practical approach to it. Because you have so many people who were cheering for them, wanting for them to come back, but then you also have management and people on air saying that Sasha Banks and Naomi disappointed us. I want to see a Sasha Michael Cole segment. Like, yeah, 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 yeah. You was talking all that, right? You was talking all of that when we was away. Where's the energy? I need to see that segment. And I feel like that can only happen if they're a tweener because it's the only way they can be like, listen, I appreciate everybody who show love and wanted us to come back, but we got a couple people we got to check in person because they was talking real crazy when Sis was off the scene. So I feel like that's the only way that they can. I don't want to say the only way, but I feel like being a
There's so many
tweener,
ways you could go about this.
there's so many ways you can go about it, but I feel like that's the most effective way because it's like I'm not a good like what Roman used to be saying. I'm not a good, good guy. I'm not a bad guy. I'm the guy. I feel like that could be Sasha and Naomi. Like we not good or bad. We just here to take what's ours. Period. So I think that that's the
This is
best
such
way.
a random thing, but like I always wanted at least Sasha to go head to head with Stephanie McMahon. And since she's like the new, CEO or
Yeah.
whatever, I think it'd be pretty cool if they wanted to be heels and they want to come back and talk shit and like take the suspension storyline to as far as they wanted to, and they could
Absolutely.
beef with Stephanie. I haven't seen Stephanie in the ring beefing with a diva or a women's wrestler in so long, and the last time we watched that was with the Bella Twins, and I
Yeah.
always wanted to see that with Sasha because she's the boss, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kinda kind of,
Boss versus
writes
boss type
itself.
of thing, yeah.
Yeah, and she could really just, like, spin on the boss character doing what the fuck she wants to do and running this fucking business and having y'all run circles around me, her and Naomi. I think
That's a
that'd be
fact.
so not to directly feud with Stephanie, 'cause I don't need to see Stephanie in the ring, but it'd be pretty cool if Stephanie set up some people on her end, her own posse, to, feud with them, to punish them, to try to take them down, but ultimately,
Mhm.
Sasha and Naomi, like, got the whole entire roster whipped, you know what I mean?
That would be
And I mean, if
tough.
they wanna run into Bailey's faction, that could still work too. That could still, happen along the lines. Maybe if fucking, Stephanie wants to align herself with Bailey, Dakota Kai, and Io Sky, that could happen too. I feel like there's so many ways they could go about this return. It doesn't have to be so predictable. I had seen
Right.
people who were even saying, "Oh, have Naomi and Sasha come back and let the third person be Tamina. Let's bring back Team Bad. Let's make another
Ooh.
reference."
Ooh, that would be tough. That would be tough, especially since one of the biggest things that I've been hearing over the past couple of years, yo, why aren't they a part of the bloodline? I feel like this is a great way to have like a bloodline-esque faction for the women. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they could have like a little loose affiliation with them. But I think that'd be tough. I think I like that. Look
There's
at
so
you.
many ways you could go about this, like, you'd be so creative with it, like, it doesn't have to be, like, so just, like, cut and dry and just, "Oh, boom, return," like, I think that, especially because again, we're not dealing with the same people backstage, that it's definitely gonna be, a different return than what we're used to, because 'cause we're so used to just seeing Sasha just pop out, we're used to hearing her music hit, she interrupts somebody, and
Mhm.
then boom, a feud. Like, I feel like her and Naomi need to be brought back in a clever way, because I'm pretty sure it was a long, hard fought discussion between her, or I should say them and Hunter to get them back. I
Mhm.
cannot imagine that they're gonna settle for anything less than like an internet breaking return.
Absolutely. And they deserve it, to be completely
Yeah,
honest. Going off of that,
yeah.
y'all should comment on how y'all want to see them to return. Yeah, comment, tell us what you feel. But we're moving
Please
on
do.
to prediction.